The 1957 Detroit Lions had a memorable season. Despite losing quarterback Bobby Lane late in the season to an ankle injury, the Lions managed to reach the playoffs. After tying the San Francisco 49ers for first place in the Western Conference, Detroit manhandled them in the conference championship game. The Lions then crushed the Cleveland Browns to win the NFL championship 59-14. And a television blackout in Detroit, despite a sold-out Briggs Stadium for the championship, caused thousands of fans to travel to the suburbs to watch the game. But it was a totally different story in 1958. In 58, the Lions found themselves struggling to get a winning record, while the Baltimore Colts ran away with the division. And the Lions had to deal with a visit from the mighty New York Giants on December 7th. And, you know, the really funny thing about this game in real life is that the Giants just barely won. It took a fourth quarter touchdown for the Giants to win the game, 19-17. So a little bit of sort of a strange score there for you. And let's go ahead and jump straight on back into this. So here we go with Tecmo Super Bowl again. Let's see if we can win by a bigger margin than 2 points, shall we? So the New York Giants here so far in our project have been doing a lot better than the New York Giants were doing in real life. Now there is something that we do want to do, and we don't want to change Team AAAB like that. We want to go over here to the playbook and we want to get rid of this one. I'm not a huge fan of these curl passes. No, we don't want a flea flicker because that will cause too much craziness in the backfield. You think we want to do this cross pass perhaps? That might be with two guys going deep, or we might just go here for this Pro T flare. I think that's what we're going to end up doing. That'll give us three options going deep, and I think that probably works a little bit well. I don't know. Let me know what you think. We'll go ahead here and we'll just play this game. So week 14 is what this is listed as, but of course this is game number 11 for the Giants. Remember that to get the dates separate in Tecmo Super Bowl, you basically have to create new weeks for like the game on Thanksgiving, the game on, you know, if there's a game on like Monday night or something like that. Anyway, there weren't any games, by the way, on Monday night back in 58. That wasn't an idea really until 1970. And that's actually one of the most revolutionary ideas in the history of the NFL, because they took a night that was, basically dedicated for normal television, and it was at night too, and they decided to put football on then. It sort of established the fact that the sport was really, really popular in the United States, to the point where ordinary people would actually be okay with watching football instead of watching a normal television show. Anyway, let's try out this new play and see if we can get this to work, or see if they're going to blitz us, and they blitz. And we throw an interception. That happens all the time when we face the blitz. So I see occasionally commentary and complaints, or criticism I should say, from people who say, oh, well, with that play what you really should have done is you should have not thrown to the guy who was covered. There are two problems with that. You can't tell that he's going to be double covered because you can't actually see into the backfield. And the bigger problem is that you have no time to look anyway. I wasn't expecting us to get that interception, but we got it anyway, so Patton with it now. And so that makes up for our little mistake there beforehand. Now we need to take this seriously to see if we can't get a pass over there to our good old friend. But I threw to the wrong guy. We should have thrown that one to the guy a little further down. We had some problems there with letting the wolves into the barnyard there. Joe Schmidt, and that was actually a pretty good play on his part. So now we're dealing with 3rd and long, and we've been going the wrong direction. There we go. Now we get it off, and it's intercepted again. How about that? So we get it off right in time, and we wind up with the pass intercepted. We might need to rely a little bit more on the running game here, or we might need to put Heinrich back in. The Lions, I don't remember how they're doing here in this particular season. They did not have a particularly good team in 1958. So if this is realistic, you know, they shouldn't really be all that great. This punt, by the way, is going to end up going likely into the end zone. But we'll see. It didn't look like he got very much of it. But usually with Tecmo Super Bowl, punts like this end up in the end zone. Oh, look at that. It lands right in front of the end zone. And so it forces us to actually make a return. We might need to go back. Well, I called the pass. I was going to say we should probably go back to triplet, and then I accidentally called the pass. And, well, Oh, we almost are able to get that in. So now we can go to triplet. Look at that guy blow up that play. Man, so they do have some guys in the backfield who are capable of running and causing some problems. But this time, however, if we go over there to the top side, then we maybe don't have quite the same problems. All right. And there's Frank Gifford making the touchdown. That was actually really good blocking by us. So that was that, right and A play that we called there, and he was supposed to go through that hole. But yeah, if you look closer there, you can see that we hit all of the blocks we needed to hit to make that hole as big as possible. And that puts us up 7-0. So that's a little bit more like it. That's kind of what we were expecting from this game. Now, the Lions are not an awful team, but they're definitely not as good as they were in 57, that's for sure. Oh, get that. Ah, man. So close, boy. That would have been nice. If we had gotten that fumble, this game would basically be over by now, but unfortunately, we didn't get it. By the way, this team also has one of these play-action type pass plays as well, so we might see a little bit of that come out. In fact, in this play, we do see it, and I went the wrong way. I should have known that the computer really does like to call that every once in a while, but this time we get them with the rush, and it's Sam Huff getting the sack. So we do what we need to do, we do what we're supposed to do, and we force the punt. I forgot to do the kickoff trick again. You know, the guy in the comments who's been telling me all about this is going to, you know, probably get upset and take the ball and go home here pretty soon. So we need to score another touchdown. If we score another touchdown, maybe we can do this kickoff trick. I should have passed it to Triplet there. I didn't see that he got open after a little while, but though we would have had to throw it right across the face of the offensive line. Oh, I can throw it to them. I didn't know if I could throw it to that running back there at the bottom, and I could. I was looking for him, but I think we have 5 eligible receivers on that play, and that makes it kind of hard. You have to scroll through all of them. We're going the wrong way. We're going the wrong way here. What do you think? Do you think we should punt? I don't think we're going to punt. No, we're not going to punt. Why would we punt? I should make a t-shirt here for this site. You know, punting is for wimps. Ah, oh, come on. His feet were over the line. Give him the feet. Yeah, this is going to be a problem, isn't it? So, it's 7-7 now. Yeah, Dean Gedman. He broke a tackle. We should have had him there I mean, it would have been a game, but he would have been behind the first down marker. But it didn't happen. I should have blocked that, too. Sometimes if you get it right, you can actually tackle the guy before the kick goes off, but you have to have some good luck to be able to do that. All right, so 7-7. I'm not sure if I like the way that things are going so far. This looks pretty rough. See, I don't even have time on that play. I didn't even have time to get back into the pocket. I didn't have time to pass there. Man, we're just getting totally crushed. So Detroit's offensive line has been dominating this, or defensive line rather, has been dominating this game so far. Either that or our offensive line is tired. I'm not sure which one it is. Now, I will tell you, we can afford a loss here, technically, because 8 teams go to the playoffs. We're basically guaranteed that we're going to go to the playoffs. But, you know, I would prefer not to lose. I think I timed this a little bit wrong, this run. We had a chance to recover that fumble, but it didn't happen. And then the game goes absolutely, you know, absolutely haywire when you have, you know, all of those players in the same place at once. And boy, that was a bad tackle by me. You get too many sprites in the same place at once on the NES, and then you see them flash like back and forth. Yeah, he got it. I think they're starting to realize that if they run, they have a better chance of gaining yardage. That Gedman is a good running back, so we gotta watch out for that. Alright, here we go. We can stop him here. Yeah, there we go. So we get the big sack, and that forces another punt, and that's good. We make sure we keep him out of field goal range. This might end up being one of those games. I have kind of a funny feeling about this. So anyway, that's sort of the way that it's going right now. Oh, look at that. This time it's a touchback. So this time they get enough of the punt. All right, let's see what we can do. I kind of wish that I brought back that triplet running play that allows him to go sort of as a almost like a sweep down the bottom of the screen. Maybe I should bring that one back. Look at that. See, you blow up the play, so what can we do? And we haven't had Alex Webster open even once so far this game. Real men don't punt, so we're not punting. Oh, man. Oh, man, I was a yard short. All right, we're in trouble now. Yeah, I'm really in trouble now. All right, so we were saved by the bell that time. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. There we go. Oh, Alex, baby, you got to make that catch. Oh man, that was a bad pass is all I can say about that. So this has been a pretty ugly game, 7-7 game, and we've had a lot of fumbles, a lot of interceptions, and a lot of sort of, you know, mess going on. By the way, I just learned that I can bump into guys who are grappling and set them free. This is knowledge that might be good to keep under my hat here. Oh, I called a running play here. This might be a problem. Let's see if we have anybody back in the secondary to play defense. Yes, this is the problem. You call a run, and then I have to guard like 4 guys at once because everybody's playing shallow. It's like everybody decides they want to play a short zone, and then nobody even thinks that maybe they might throw the ball over the top of you, and that's exactly what happened. That time, the old trick of running straight by the guy who's supposed to guard you didn't work either. So I got caught up on the line while I was trying to block the kick. And we're in trouble. We really are in trouble. This is a much better Detroit team than they were in real life, I'll tell you that. Of course, in a second, I'll probably end up looking at the... shoot. In a second, I'll probably end up looking at the standings. We'll find out that they have like 2 wins or something like that. You know, it always works like that. Yeah, I'm just having bad luck here on offense today, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We can't seem to get anybody open. This is the problem, right? You do your looks here, so he's covered, he's covered, he's covered. Look at this. We have nobody open. And I'm like trying my hardest to run away from, you know, all of these defenders who are super powered and have super speed. Yeah, it's not very easy. Alex Webster can't make the catch. It was a good pass. All right, I hate to tell you this, but it looks like this is likely going to end up being a loss for us. I've been saying this before about this, Rom, and I'll say it again. There's a problem with the balance between different teams, and the problem lies in the line. And so you get teams like, I presume the Lions have a really good rated line. Yeah, I mean, there's no way we can stop that. And the problem is here, not so much their offensive line as their defensive line, right? So their defensive line is beating us on every single play. And as a result, there's like no time. There's no time for you to, you know, find who the open receiver is because the defensive line keeps beating you. And so You end up with a situation where a team that really was not good in real life ends up crushing you. I mean, we're down 21-7. We barely had anything going on offensively this whole game, right? I think 4 times we've had Alex Webster open, and most of those times, see right here, nobody's open. Most of those times when he was open, we weren't able to complete the pass, right? He ended up not catching the ball. So, you know, sort of a stroke of luck, I guess. And then you have that happen. And what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Anyway, we're going to lose this game. And like I said, the reason why is because the person who created this ROM made it so that the defensive line of the Lions is way too overpowered. And it's the same problem that I've noted before with the Washington Redskins have the same issue. Baltimore Colts also have an overpowering defensive line, though that's probably done by design. Whatever. We actually can't call a time because they called the play too quickly. And there you go. There's the end of the ball game. So we end up losing this one 21-7 on 2 fourth quarter touchdowns. This is a real frustrating loss. But we did only end up with about 150 yards total offense, so it wasn't really a pretty game by us. 36% completion percentage by Connerly. Not Charlie Connerly's better game, and I think I'm going to take him out before the next game. I think I've had enough of Charlie Connerly for the rest of the season, to be honest with you. So next time we get to play on December 21st, we're playing against the Cleveland Browns. But of course, there is a little bit of sort of like a history and a story behind this. And so we'll get into sort of the history and what exactly is going on next time. And why they have this game on the 21st instead of having it on the 14th like it really is supposed to be. Anyways, another one of those sort of weird things going on with this ROM. So there you have it. We're almost done with the regular season. After that, we'll have the postseason and sort of see how we do. And I will talk with you again tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.